San Antonio police say a woman was attacked by a person who was supposed to be taking care of her. Now that suspect is facing charges. This noon, Katrina Weber details those allegations she's facing.
I'm ABC's M. Wynn in Tampa, Florida, where just north of here, Hurricane Idalia made landfall. The latest on the damaging storms coming up.
Live from KSAT12, the news at noon starts right now.
This is Jesse Garcia, the man accused of shooting 3 San Antonio police officers last week, who was ordered to be held without bond. That decision handed down during a court hearing just this morning.
Dylan Collier live outside the Bexar County Justice Center as we learned more about that rampage that terrified parts of San Antonio.
Garcia is actually charged with shooting 3 SAPD officers. That third officer, Adam Rule, a member of the SWAT team, testified that he was struck in the forearm by a bullet fired by Garcia through the back window of a Mitsubishi during the early part of this chase on Thursday. Another officer testified that the shoulder of his uniform was struck by a bullet from an AR-15 fired by Garcia after he had ditched a stolen Ford truck during the second part of that chase. This evidence was more than enough for Judge Joel Perez to revoke Garcia's bond on 4 older cases and order the defendant to be held without bail ahead of trial.
We're happy for the community and for the officers present who were involved in this case and who were shot, that Judge Perez did the right thing and remanded this defendant without bond.
The other officers, Rhett Shoquist and Raul Chavez, have both been released from the hospital and continue to recover from their injuries. What remains a mystery is why Garcia had gone nearly a year without being indicted on 2 cases from September of 2022. The DA's office again saying no comment when asked about that following this morning's hearing. Reporting live outside the Bexar County Justice Center, Dylan Collier, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Dylan. Text messages shown in court today show that a lover's quarrel may be at the root of the murder of a local rapper. Those messages from Martel DeRuin to the accused, Sasha Scare, potentially showing the moments leading up to his death. One message telling her, quote, "Bring my gun back and come get your stuff." A second said, "You attacked me and defended myself."
In other texts, around mentions that he had asked Scar to leave after he caught her texting another man. This morning, the jury also heard cell phone video from a downstairs neighbor who caught parts of what appears to be Darion and Scar yelling. You can watch on KSAT.com and KSAT Plus and KSAT's YouTube channel.
Let's take a look at live cam. What you are looking at is a live picture of Hurricane Idalia, at least what came after Hurricane Idalia, a lot more calm than it was this morning. That storm hit Florida's Big Bend Gulf Coast early this morning as a Category 3 hurricane.
Yeah, winds reached up to 120 miles an hour. However, the storm quickly weakened to a Category 2 as it moved inland. But Idalia still bringing with it dangerous storm surge, fierce winds, and torrential rains.
ABC's M. Wynn with how the search and rescue plans are already in action as people try, unfortunately, to drive through high waters.
Today, Hurricane Idalia making landfall in Florida's Big Bend as an extremely dangerous Category 3 storm, downgrading from a short-lived Category 4, according to the National Weather Service. The storm making a direct hit near Keaton Beach.
Oh my goodness.
In the Tampa Bay area, streets flooded. Idalia bringing life-threatening storm surges and knocking out power for hundreds of thousands of customers.
Do not go outside in the midst of this storm. If it's calm where you are, it may be because you are in the eye of the storm, and those conditions will change very, very quickly.
The National Weather Service calling Idalia an unprecedented event.
No!
Since no major hurricanes on record have ever passed through the region.
My house is down in Keaton. I don't know if it's there or not. We've never seen this before. Category 1 has scared us, man. I mean, this right here is bad.
At least 30 Florida counties placed under mandatory evacuation orders. Idalia, large enough to be seen from space. Experts say human-impacted climate change has caused ocean temperatures to rise, which supercharges tropical storms.
88, 89 degrees over where the storm's going to be tracking. So that's effectively rocket fuel for the storms.
Tampa Electric says tens of thousands of workers from more than 20 states from as far away as Maine are standing by to help restore power after the storm passes.
The governor says search and rescue will start as soon as the storm subsides. 8 teams are standing by with 5,500 National Guardsmen also ready to be deployed. Wynn, ABC News, Tampa.
Meanwhile, we're taking a look outside with Weather Authority. Here it's so calm. There, a whole nother story.
Totally a different story, Ursula and David. And even this morning, I don't know about y'all, but it felt kind of good outside with the low humidity and temperatures in the low 70s. Even up in the hill country, we were at 63 in Boerne, 63 in Kerrville, 72 here in San Antonio. In fact, our morning low of 72 has not been that low since June 9th. So the coolest since June 9th, that's 82 days. A sign that things are changing. Times are changing, but it is still pretty dry outside. We've got winds from the north. Dew points are in the 50s. Even this afternoon, we'll see dew points dip down into the 40s. And that's going to, even though it's hot outside, at least there's not going to be heat index value. You can see right now as we look at clouds and temperatures, some cumulus clouds starting to develop up into the hill country. We'll be watching this cumulus field fairly closely as some isolated showers could develop there. But again, it's so dry at the surface that a lot of that's going to evaporate, and we may even just not see any rain whatsoever this afternoon in San Antonio. But still, it's going to be a hot day. 94 right now in San Antonio for the rest of the day. 98 at 100 for the afternoon high temperature, our 63rd 100-degree day of the year, and a small 20% chance for a stray shower. Sun's going to set at 7:58. The first time the sun is set before 8 p.m. in a while here in San Antonio. So coming up, we're going to talk about a few things tonight. A super blue moon. I'll tell you what all that means coming up in just a bit. Hundreds continue for us for the rest of the weekend into Labor Day weekend, and I'll have the latest on Hurricane Idalia. David, Ursula.
Thank you so much, Sarah. San Antonio police are saying that they have it all on video. An attack on a woman who is especially vulnerable. They say she was beaten and kicked while living at a facility for people with disabilities. Katrina Weber reports police have now arrested someone who was supposed to be the one caring for her.
A brand new mugshot of 54-year-old Natalia Gomez caps off what San Antonio police say was an 8-month-long search for her. They had been looking for her since mid-December when a 31-year-old resident of the San Antonio State Supported Living Center was attacked. An arrest affidavit says cameras inside the facility on South New Braunfels Avenue caught it all, showing Gomez kicking the woman in her face. It says the victim has a profound intellectual disability and mainly uses sign language to communicate. A witness reported the attack days later, and police say they identified Gomez from the video. I got a copy of a police report which offers even more details on this case. It says Gomez didn't exactly act alone in this attack. It says she actually convinced another person living here, someone who also has disabilities, to take part in beating up the victim with her. That report shows Gomez, who was a caretaker at the living center, was angry at the victim for disobeying her. With the help of the other resident, it says, she kicked and punched the woman until she cried out, begging them to stop. Police got a warrant for Gomez's arrest last month, then took her into custody yesterday afternoon. But records show by this morning she was out on bond. Katrina Weber, KSAT12 News.
Now, we did send an email and got an answer back. A state spokesperson for the Living Center asking about Natalia Gomez's employment status and whether there have been other victims. The spokesperson, however, was only able to confirm that Gomez no longer works at that center.
Right now, police are trying to solve 2 different robbery cases. First, on the city's west side, police say a suspect threatened to stab a worker. Police say the man first walked into a Family Dollar store on West Commerce on Sunday. We're told the suspect grabbed some items without paying, and then he threatened a store employee. He took off before police arrived. And police are also working to solve a robbery at a Poco Loco supermarket. It happened back on May 5th this year on the 3400 block of Nogalitas Street on the southwest side. San Antonio police tell us that the man took several items without paying and walked out of the store. When an employee confronted the man, police say he pulled a gun and pointed at that employee. The suspect then drove away in a truck. He's described as a Latino male with a possible tattoo around his eye. If you have any information on either of these cases, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers at 210-224-STOP.
A former child placement agency now in hot water over not paying both its foster families and its own employees. Former workers claiming that they are owed thousands of dollars. For weeks now, our KSAT Investigates team has been looking into Lone Star Social Services. Our investigation found a troubling pattern of financial irregularities and repeated failures in how they cared for children there. A former caseworker who spoke with us on the condition of anonymity shared that she is owed thousands in unpaid wages.
It is like a slap in the face or a punch in the gut. It's just not fair.
Coming up at 6 o'clock, how deeply the financial troubles go for the corporation that is behind that agency.
And the Cowboys made some interesting roster moves to get down to their 53-man squad, including keeping a sixth rounder.
How to make your kids eat the healthy stuff. That's how a local program is trying to do. And there's a chance for you to take part in this. Getting children to eat their spinach is a tall order, but lots of kids are, thanks to some tricks of the trade being shared by Metro Health.
Spinach?
I love spinach.
You love spinach? Okay, good.
I used to hate it.
Tiffany Ware just with how to hide that healthy stuff. So you can hide the spinach, and you can do it in a delicious way, and you get your kids to eat right.
In the smoothie, we have spinach, we have frozen blueberries, we have 100% fruit juice, and a banana.
Mayra Porras, a dietitian with Metro Health's WIC program, says they have been celebrating Kids Eat Right Month by sharing healthy recipes like this one to local families.
Kids Eat Right Month, it was established in 2014, and it's to promote healthy eating for our families and the community, how they can make healthier lifestyle changes and stay physically active as well.
Porras shared some easy recipes for busy families at the Buena Vista WIC Clinic.
These little toast, it has the whole grain bread, it has a Philadelphia cream cheese spread and peanut butter spread, topped with our fruits and veggies.
The Metro Health WIC program does about 2 food demos a month where they introduce different healthy food options, and they give these kids plates, which is an easy way to remember what a balanced meal looks like.
Half your plate should be fruits and vegetables, the other half should be grains and protein, and half your grains should be whole grains, and then your dairy products.
WIC provides free nutrition, education, and counseling year-round. Porras says the key is to make the cooking experience fun for the kids.
It's very important to get the kids involved in the food preparation because they'll be more inclined to try the foods that they prepared.
Tiffany Huertas, KSAT12 News.
To continue celebrating Kids Eat Right Month, today Metro Health is having a family event at Papali's Greek Grill from 4 to 7.
I think it's called Papuli's, but the Por Vida Family Day event is going to feature free educational resources, promo items, and a whole lot more for the community.
I did like how they hid the spinach in the smoothie. It's kind of, you know.
I mean, you know how kids are. Sometimes you gotta hide the vegetables a little bit, or get creative.
Make a game out of it.
Yeah. I loved green beans as a kid. That was about the only vegetable I would eat.
Really?
Yeah, as a kid. Now I love them all, of course. Okay, the aquifer is actually up 1/10 of a foot over the past 24 hours. In the pollen count today, we've had molds. Molds are actually down from this. This is the wrong graphic. Molds are moderate at 880, and fall elm is present in low amounts. After school, it's going to be 100 degrees as you're picking up the kids. There is a small 20% chance for an isolated downpour. In fact, I'm already seeing some rain in places on the radar. All of those details ahead.
Comment ça va?
Exactly.
Have you ever wanted to speak another language? That was French, by the way. SA Live is taking us around the world with local children today.
Oui, oui.
There you go.
There you go. That's some pretty good French.
Thank you.
Ni hao ma,
Très
ciao
bien.
hao.
Yes.
Okay. That was hello, good afternoon in Mandarin Chinese. Ooh. Yes, we have a language immersion school on the show today where they teach children as young as 3 Mandarin Chinese, French, and of course Spanish. So you're going to get to see some of those kids perform, if you will, show off their skills. So we wanted to know, what language would you want to learn? Scan that QR code on your screen. Ursula, would it be French? You already speak some
Well,
French,
I kind of already speak French, but I would love to make my Spanish better. I speak a little Spanish, but it's not good enough.
I would like to learn ancient Greek.
Why? To be different?
Yeah,
To be different.
I want to know why too.
I do know how to say hello in Chinese. Ni hao.
Very good, yes. Okay, so let us know. And of course, more SA Live is on later.
All right, thank you.
I might be,
Ancient Greek?
Yeah.
Okay.
How did the Greeks talk?
I have no idea.
All right,
Sarah?
bud. Hey.
See? I think that would be a
You
great
could talk weather.
As somebody who took Latin, and also a language that nobody speaks anymore, I can hear you. David.
All right.
Hablamos un poquito de español en
But you don't speak Latin very often. I mean, they used to have it in Catholic masses, and that's about it.
Yeah. You know what?
All right, so what's the word in Latin for hot?
Okay. I don't know.
We got to
I
look
was
that.
in high school.
We're Googling.
That was in
All
high
right.
Yeah.
Trick
Calor
question.
In español. Okay, it's 62
Muy calor.
degrees. I'm sorry, not 62 degrees. Oh my goodness. All right, let's get talking about how we've seen 62 100-degree days out in San Antonio this year. Today will be 63. That is the most on record for a year, and records date back to the 1880s, so quite a while. All right, we beat out 2009, and we're going to continue to add onto this triple-digit tally in the coming days, my friend, really setting the margin even more so that it'll be difficult for us to see another year like this year. I mean, take a look at forecast highs in the rest of the weekend into the Labor Day weekend. I mean, we're going to be at 102 tomorrow, and even over Labor Day weekend, 100 on Saturday, 101 on Sunday, and 100 on Labor Day itself. By the way, the average high this time of year is 94, so we're a little bit above that. 94 degrees outside right now. Winds are generally from the north at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Look at this, though. Humidity is low, 23%. Humidity is so low that it actually feels cooler than what it is outside. There's not a heat index out there. It actually feels like it's closer to 91 than 94. And we do have some rain popping up on the radar, mainly across areas nearer to Rock Springs. As I zoom in on Edwards County here, you can see a few pop-up downpours there for areas generally around Rock Springs. So Rock Springs, Lakey, Concan, you have a slightly better rain chance as we head into this afternoon. Here in San Antonio, what we can expect is just a hot afternoon, really, honestly. We'll get up to 100 degrees this afternoon for the 63rd time this year. There will be a 20% chance for an isolated shower, kind of like what we're seeing out in Rock Springs right now. And then this evening, it's going to be fairly pleasant. Temperatures will be falling into the 80s. But as far as your neighborhood goes, 100 in New Braunfels, 100 in Seguin, 99 in Castroville, and 98 in Rio Medina. All right, tonight, I talked about this earlier. There's going to be a super blue moon tonight. No, the moon's not going to be blue. That would be quite odd. It is, however, going to be the biggest and brightest moon of the year this tonight. Now, what does that mean? Super blue moon. A super means that it's closer to the Earth. So it's bigger. It's brighter. A blue moon, you know that saying, once in a blue moon. Well, blue moon is a fairly rare thing that happens when you have 2 full moons in a month, and that's going to be the case. It's the second full moon of August. So sun's going to set at 7:58. It'll be partly cloudy right around 8, but as the evening wears on, those clouds are going to clear out. It's going to be beautiful tonight and not too bad with low humidity. We'll be in the low 80s by midnight, so not too bad to see the super blue moon this evening. Tomorrow, starting off at 73 degrees. You know, we started off at a 72 this morning, and tomorrow morning will feel nice to start the day. 95 around noon, and then 102 for the high. Winds will be light and variable. No rain chance tomorrow for us. Take a look at the weather setup. The reason why we've been able to see these comfortable mornings is because that heat high has moved on off to the west. We're getting that northerly flow, and those winds are from the north as well. It's a different story, of course, across Florida and now parts of southern Georgia, as Idalia has moved into southern Georgia. Now Idalia is a Category 1 hurricane, so it has started to weaken as it's moved on shore, but it's got winds of 80 miles per hour and gusts of 115 right near that eye wall. It's moving fairly quickly to the northeast at about 20 miles per hour, so throughout the day it's going to impact parts of Georgia and the Carolinas. By this evening it'll still be a Category 1 hurricane, and then as it heads back out into the Atlantic, it'll weaken into a tropical storm by Thursday morning and remain out to sea through about Thursday as well. So flooding rains expected across parts of Georgia and the Carolinas from Idalia. And looking ahead to the forecast, 102 tomorrow, 101 Friday. Labor Day weekend looks pretty hot. 100 on Saturday, 101 Sunday, 100 on Labor Day itself. A big topic of conversation within the newsroom and across the state of Texas has been ERCOT. Coming up, I'm going to have a look at the supply and the demand for a critical period this afternoon and evening, and I'll show you the forecast for the remainder of this hot week as well.
Thank you, Sarah. And we're still working as well to get more answers from ERCOT as to why that continues to happen, even though the temperatures are lower. Thank you.
Good point.
The Texans had to cut some veterans to get to their 53-man roster. We'll tell you who's gone from Houston coming up.
Football coverage brought to you by Davis Law Firm.
It is the reason they made the trade to upgrade the quarterback position. Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys traded for Trey Lance, the 2021 number 3 overall pick. Right now, he is the number 3 quarterback on the depth chart for the Cowboys. Lance's improvement last year as a quarterback for the 49ers definitely on the upswing until the 23-year-old suffered a season-ending ankle injury in Week 3 last year. Brock Purdy took over and got the team to the playoffs. Then in camp this summer, Lance ended up the 3rd stringer after he got beat out for the backup role by Sam Darnold. But now he gets a fresh start. In college, Lance was a stud at North Carolina State, and around the same time, he's uniting with his new team. He's also returning with former NDSU teammate Hunter Lipke, who is also celebrating making the Cowboys roster.
Getting to see Hunter, got to see him today, man, was super excited. Obviously for him, got to watch his last preseason game, man. He had a great game, so it's going to be awesome for me to, have a familiar face. A few guys I had, crossed paths with in the last few years, but him definitely, having spent that time and came into college with him would be awesome.
He joins the running back room with Tony Pollard, Deuce Vaughn. He is the 6th-round pick of the Cowboys. His dad works for Dallas. Matter of fact, if you remember, he's the one that made the call to tell Deuce that they were drafting him, and Rico Dowdle. Beyond that, Dallas cut 2 former draft picks in Bohanna and Cox. Warren High School alum Dennis Houston was cut along with Simi Fehoko. Kelvin Joseph was traded to the Dolphins in exchange for Noah Igbo-Nagni.
I hate all the cuts.
And the Houston, it's tough for these kids. The Houston Texans were able to make a trade with the Steelers to beef up their offensive line with Kendrick Green in exchange for a 2025 6th-round pick. Green is a former 3rd-round pick. The Texans released a handful of their veteran players, including quarterback Desmond King, linebacker Christian Kirksey. Now the 53-man roster is set for the Texans under first-year head coach DeMeco Ryans. There's a lot of newness that surrounds this Houston group. Of course, C.J. Stroud was named as their starting quarterback. And we just got this. The Spurs released their preseason schedule, the rest of it. We knew the home games. Now we find out the first preseason game, the first time you're going to get to see Victor Wembanyama in a Spurs uniform, October 9th. They'll take on Oklahoma City. 5 preseason games and then the regular season. So
your favorite time of the year. You got football, you got baseball, you got basketball.
Nonstop.
All right.
And with rising costs, many of us are turning into bargain hunters. But when it comes to prescription drugs, there may be a few cost-saving options. Our federal program aims to change all that.
The first drugs targeted to drop in price because of a new federal law already prompting pushback from drug makers. ABC's Justin Finch with how the policy is supposed to save us billions on popular drugs that many need but can't afford.
In announcing a first-of-its-kind plan for Medicare and drug manufacturers to negotiate lower prices for some widely used prescription medications, President Biden slamming the high cost American consumers pay.
Big Pharma charging Americans more than 3 times what they charge other countries. simply because they could.
In this initial phase, the White House is proposing Medicare negotiate with drug makers to lower the cost of 10 popular medications. From Xarelto and Eliquis, used to prevent strokes and blood clots, to type 2 diabetes drugs, to Farxiga for people with kidney disease. The Biden administration estimates as many as 9 million seniors take at least one of those drugs, some paying $6,500 out of pocket each year. The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office finds negotiating drug prices could save Medicare an estimated $98.5 billion over a decade.
But this is something the public has wanted for a long time, and the federal government has finally responded.
But many drug manufacturers are slamming Biden's plan, saying it could stifle pharmaceutical innovation and lead to price controls. Legal challenges are mounting.
Several manufacturers are already suing the government, claiming that, unfair, trade practices. So all of that has to get litigated in the courts.
The White House confident that seniors will save, but just how much is yet to be determined.
At times, I've had to forego or ration some of my drugs because they were just so expensive. No one in America should have to live this way.
The president says he's not backing down on the Medicare drug negotiation program, but even if it survives its legal challenges, seniors are not expected to see any savings until at least 2026. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
The first over-the-counter opioid overdose antidote is expected to hit shelves next week. It's Narcan. Emergent Biosolutions, the manufacturer of Narcan, says the medicine will have a suggested retail price of $45 per carton. Each carton includes 2 doses of the nasal spray. It'll be available at Walgreens, Rite Aid, Walmart, and CVS. The Food and Drug Administration approved Narcan as an over-the-counter drug in March, the response to the national opioid overdose crisis. And the amount of federally protected water now slashed by more than half by the EPA. The move follows a Supreme Court decision in May that rolled back some protections for the U.S. wetlands. The rule will invalidate an earlier definition of what constitutes the so-called waters of the United States. It could impact up to 63% of U.S. wetlands by acreage and close to 5 million miles of streams.
Believe it or not, we still don't know how many people died in Maui wildfires. This even though crews in Hawaii have all but finished searching for the victims. As of right now, the death toll stands at only 115, but nearly 400 are listed officially as missing. Investigators at the state, local, and federal level are working their way through the FBI's credible list of those still missing. They're asking people to share any information they have, including DNA samples, which could help them identify remains. Ukraine sending waves of drones deep into western Russia in nighttime attacks. They lasted for more than 4 hours. Those drones hit an airport in near Russia's border with Estonia and Latvia. It caused a huge fire and damaged 4 military transport planes. Those planes can carry heavy machinery as well as troops. At least 6 regions of Russia were targeted. The barrage appears to be the most extensive Ukrainian drone attack on Russian soil since this war began 18 months ago. Russia also launching its own series of drone and missile attacks on Ukraine, mostly in Kyiv.
Outside with live cam, Sarah was talking about how the sun will set a little earlier, so that means the days are getting shorter, so hopefully that means that they won't be as hot as long.
Yeah, that's true, David. That's the season's changing for us.
That's the definition of fall.
Which, you know what? Here's the thing. I'm ready. I'm ready for the cooler weather. I don't know about you, but we have had 62 100-degree days, and today's going to make 63. A little tease this morning. It felt pretty great outside this morning with low humidity and temperatures in the upper 60s in some places. In spite of the fact that it is cooler across the state of Texas, there is a period of time today where, according to ERCOT's website, the demand is expected to exceed the supply of energy. You can see that right here. The demand is this red bar and the yellow number, and the supply is the blue line and the white number. And you can see that today. It's time to watch between about 5 p.m. and 9 p.m. Forecast demand is expected to exceed supply. It was a similar story yesterday, and things ended up being okay across the state. And in a statement from ERCOT, they are quoting the reason for this as unexpected plant outages for some fossil fuel producing plants and a lack of wind as well. So that's an issue today. We'll be watching carefully 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. According to their website, though, there is improvement in the days ahead, which is good news. Supply will most likely meet the demand. And just a reminder that today is a CPS Energy Conservation Day. It's a yellow day, so conserve energy from 3 to 9 p.m. however best you can. Again, it's an issue, and we're going to keep you posted as we hopefully get more answers from ERCOT and CPS. As we take a look at your authority radar, you can see that there are some showers across areas nearer to Rock Springs right now. Some puffy cumulus clouds developing north of San Antonio. This will allow for us to have a 20% chance for an isolated downpour this afternoon. More on that timeline and, of course, your Labor Day weekend forecast coming up in a bit. Ursula, David.
Thank you, Sarah. The labor market could be starting to cool. Payroll processor ADP reporting a sharp pullback this month after months of robust hiring. The data shows private companies in the U.S. added an estimated 177,000 jobs in August. That's about half the gain from the previous month and 18,000 less than economists were expecting. The Bureau of Labor Statistics August jobs report will be released Friday morning. Economists are expected the U.S. to have added 170,000 jobs. ADP's report doesn't always correlate with the federal jobs report.
With people taking advantage of Labor Day sales, it's time again to keep an eye out for porch pirates. How to make sure your shopping trip doesn't end with you empty-handed.